Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the ISC Sports Network. I'm John Parisi alongside Kevin Owens for tonight's state championship boys volleyball matchup between the Fishers Tigers and Roncalli Royals. We hope you're having a wonderful Memorial Day weekend thus far, and we are excited for some top volleyball action this evening to crown the 2023 IBVCA boys state champion. Going through team introductions here. Hear the roar of the crowd for the Fishers Tigers. They will be the visitors tonight, as they did finish just behind Roncalli at the number 2 team in the state. Both teams have similar records at 32-5 overall. And even though Fishers did beat Roncalli earlier this year, 2-0 in a tournament matchup and 3-1 in regular play, Roncalli does have the better state ranking due to opponents they've played.
Yeah, John, definitely the two top teams in the state here. You got to throw out what happened in the regular season. Both teams are coming ready to play, and we're going to see some good volleyball tonight.
Absolutely. I think we're in for an exciting matchup. This is a rematch of the 2021 state championship match, which Fishers won 3-1. So you got to think the boys that were on Roncalli's team 2 years ago from that match are looking for their revenge tonight. And these two teams are no strangers to being in the state tournament or state finalists. This is the 6th straight appearance for Fishers. 2020, there were no state championships due to the COVID year. And this is the 14th state championship finals appearance for Roncalli. And not only did Fishers beat Roncalli in 2021, they also beat them in 2019. Those are the 2 state championship wins for the Fishers Tigers. Roncalli's most recent win, besides last year, 2022, was in 2018. So both of these teams have been state champions twice, looking to add a third one to their resume here. And as the public address announcer is going over their lineups, let's talk about some key players for both teams, Kevin. We'll start with Fishers.
Yeah, Fishers is a very big physical team. You're going to see Zach Lewis getting the ball quite a bit. Number 21 on the outside. We'll be calling his name all night, I have a feeling. He's their big hitter, gets the most attempts, most kills. He's a big physical outside. He can do a little bit of everything. He loves to hit on the outside pin, and he hits high and hits hard.
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about Zach Lewis. He is leading the team this year, 4.4 kills per set. So like you said, they do go to him often, and they're looking to run their offense through him. Now let's talk about Roncalli and some of their key players.
Yeah, Roncalli is a really well-balanced team. They've got the Dial brothers setting in what we'll call a 5-2. It's where one setter sets in the front row, and then the younger Dial brother Matthew comes in to set in the back row. Both fantastic setters. They can do a lot with the ball, run a good, quick offense, and they've got a lot of great attackers. You're going to hear us calling Alex Barkley's name a lot. He'll be really crucial in serve receive, defense, and offense for Roncalli tonight.
Absolutely, and I want to get back to that 5-2 here in a second. Alex Barkley leads Roncalli with 3.4 kills per set, so pretty close to Zach Lewis at Fishers. Like the offense through Fishers is going to run through Zach, I think the offense through Roncalli is going to run through Alex. Now talk about a 5-2. You talk about the Dial brothers, one being in the front and one being in the back, both setting from each row. How difficult is that as a defense to defend?
It's really similar to a 5-1, and when we use those numbers, that means the number of attackers and the number of setters. So in a 5-1, that's a standard offense. There are 5 attackers on the court, 1 setter. Roncalli runs a 5-2, so they use 2 setters, one in the front, one in the back, as they rotate. So defensively, you're really just looking for a different style from each setter in the front or the back row. The Dials being brothers, they're a little bit similar. I've had the pleasure to coach them in the past. They do a great job. Both run a quick tempo, both able to set all 3 zones really effectively. So defensively for Fishers, they've got a task ahead of them. They're going to have to be disciplined, focused on where their hitters are in the front or back rows, and pay attention to both setters from Roncalli. When Andrew's in the front, he can be offensive and score the ball on his own without setting.
And like I said, Fisher's just going to have to be really aware of what's going on the opposite side of the net. They kind of can't focus on one row. They've got to focus on all 6 players that Roncalli has on the court at a time. I do imagine that makes for difficult defense. This is the 30th year of the IBVCA boys volleyball. This is the first year as an emerging sport. Have seen so much growth over the past year, 12 months, etc. Looking forward to seeing where the sport grows and hopefully becomes an official IHSAA sport here in the state of Indiana very soon. Kevin, can you talk about some of the growth and just what it means, you yourself having played high school volleyball in Indiana, played college volleyball in Indiana. You went on to play some professional beach and sand volleyball, so you've been around the volleyball community really not only all over the world, but in Indiana almost since it was just kind of a smaller handful, certain radius of teams. Let's talk about some of that growth here before this first set gets underway.
Yeah, for sure. Starting back in the mid-90s, a little before my time, our first state championship had 16 teams. And this year we've grown pushing near 100, which is pretty incredible. When I graduated almost 15 years ago now, we had, I think, about 40 teams. And we were pretty much concentrated in central Indiana. And it's pretty cool to see the growth. We've got teams all over the state. Definitely more parity throughout the state. A lot of very good teams at every level. And it's really cool to see more guys playing and more guys playing competitively.
Absolutely. Andrew Dial here set to serve the first set here for Roncalli, and we are underway. And that ball goes into the tape and does not fall over on Fisher's side. Quick early lead for the Tigers, 1-0. Colin Ryan back to serve for them. And same result, that ball goes into the net.
Could be a little nerves from each side here. 2 float servers who are very good. Andrew Dial, I think, leading Roncalli in aces. Normally very reliable guys, but some miscues early.
Yeah, and it's interesting. 2 teams that have obviously played each other before this year. They're familiar with the state tournament. They're familiar with each other in the state tournament. So interesting to see some nerves, but you do not see any nerves out of Zach Lewis. We talked about that offense is going to go through him. He gets that set and just kills that ball down for a point for the Tigers.
Yeah, Zach Lewis, really dynamic attacker. You see Roncalli's block a little bit too far outside on an inside set there. They need to move that in, get out in front of their attacker.
And William Schnefke back to serve for the Tigers. It's another good hitter they have. He's hitting a 0.367. Can we talk about what that might sound like a low percentage, but that actually is pretty high in volleyball.
Yeah, you think about hitting percentage pretty similar to a baseball batting average. Depending on your position, over 300 is good, quite good actually. If you're getting into the 400, 500 range, you're an elite attacker for sure.
Jacob Ermer serve up. He's the libero for the Royals, and that serve goes into the net. So we've seen Roncalli. They've got 2 serves. Both have gone into the net. Maybe a little more nerves out of them so far, which is interesting for the defending champs.
Yeah, it could be a little of that, a little of necessary aggression, right? With aggressive serves, you're going to expect a few misses, and you need to do that for both teams to keep the other team out of their offense.
And Gavin Haggerty serves an ace there for the Tigers. Just not a good hit on the reception from Roncalli. Not a good first ball there.
Yeah, Fisher's definitely going after Barkley early in the set. They're going to try to get him out of his rhythm so he's not as effective on offense.
You think with a team as dynamic and as good as Roncalli all around, they would want to, Fishers would want to get the Royals out of system, maybe mess up a little bit of their flow and see, but couldn't do anything there as the Royals were able to smack that ball down. Fishers touched it and it went out of bounds, so a point for the Royals with Andrew Meyer back to serve now.
Yeah, Fishers went away from Barkley there. They served to Andrew Meyer. Maybe not your best choice. He is one of the best liberos in the state. Not playing libero for Roncalli. They needed an opposite attacker this year. He stepped into that role. He's a great dynamic athlete, but an excellent, excellent passer. Fishers wants to stay away from him when they're serving.
And it's got to tell you just how good he is if he's one of the best liberos in the state, but he's not even playing that position.
Yeah, it speaks to his talent level and just the depth at Roncalli. They've got talent all across the board, and a lot of guys can do a lot of good things.
And that attack from Andrew Gallagher and the Royals goes into the net. Point for the Tigers. Zach Lewis back to serve now. With him being in the back row, how does that affect the Fishers Tigers and their offense?
Yeah, he's their go-to guy. They can still set him out of the back row. He can hit the pipe or the bick very effectively. That's the middle back row attack. But we're going to look to see some more balance from the other guys in the front row now.
And a good block by senior Preston Bedaziak there to score a point for the Tigers. Like to see some of that balance. Fishers up early, 6-3. Now we saw this in the semifinals match. Roncalli played Perry Meridian. They ended up beating them in 3 sets. First one was 26-24. Perry had the lead there for a little bit in that first set, but Roncalli was able to come back and then just put it away in sets 2 and 3. We'll see how this first set goes for them here. You would think if Fishers is able to take it, they might have a good chance of taking the whole state championship final tonight. And that was just a great kill there.
Yeah, 14 Upstalu for Fishers. He got really hot in the semifinal against Cathedral, and it appears that he has not slowed down.
Yeah, it looks like whatever he was doing against the Cathedral Irish, he just kept it up during that break we had while the All-Stars played each other, and he's on fire, or at least starting to heat up a little bit more here. You can see these two teams go at it. That's just kind of a free ball. Apostolo couldn't do much of it, just had to push it over, give Roncalli a good chance to get set and get a play going. And both teams right now just up, and that's some good offense. And the attack by number 24, Andrew Gallagher of the Royals. Unfortunately, he could not get it over the net. It goes into the net, and we are at an early timeout here in the first set of the 2023 IBVCA Boys State Championship Finals. The Roncalli Royals 3, Fishers Tigers 8. Are we doing commercial or coming or staying on? Thank you. All right, Kevin, during this timeout, you got to think that Coach Jennings for Roncalli is just telling his boys to settle down. They had a really tough first set against Perry, like we touched on earlier, but were able to come back and put Perry away in the second and third sets, 25-16, 25-14. So you've got to think he's talking to them, just calm down. We've been here before. We're familiar with Fishers, seen them twice earlier this year, despite not having won either of those matches, and I've seen them before. So is he just kind of taking this early timeout to get his boys settled down a bit, you think?
Yeah, as a coach, you can definitely get the feeling of your team early on, and it's good to correct the course as early as possible. You don't want this thing to get too far out of hand too late in the match. Roncalli in that last rally had 3 opportunities to score, didn't, and then finally put the ball in the net. That's some missed opportunity for him early on.
Yeah, you almost think they were trying a little too hard on that opportunity where they put it in the net. And out of the timeout, they are in a net violation, so another point for the Tigers. And we're seeing a substitution now for Roncalli. Elijah Berger, he's a sophomore, coming in now, replacing Andrew Gallagher.
Yeah, Gallagher after a few errors and then a net violation. Looks like we're going to give Berger a chance and see if he can side a ball out here.
And you see a little set dump there by Matthew Dial, one of the Dial brothers we talked about earlier. Fishers was able to defend it well, and they're playing some good defense now against Roncalli in their offense. And that's just a fantastic kill there. Matthew Johnson off of the set, just able to get up, get that ball, and push it down the line. Not much the Tigers could do about that on defense, and we've got Aiden Hill coming in to serve now for the Royals.
Yeah, it's a really nice run. We call it a slide attack. It's where the middle attacker fakes a 1 ball in the middle of the court and runs behind the setter. Not often seen in boys volleyball. I think that's why Fishers was caught off guard.
And that attack does just go a little long there for Alex Barkley. Again, Roncalli does want to get their offense running around him. They've got to mount some sort of a rally here as they're down 6 early. And 6 points in volleyball is a lot.
Yeah, that's a big lead for sure. The key is going to be to maintain. It's still early in the set. Fishers needs to maintain service pressure. Roncalli needs to get their offense going, like you said.
Another dump there by Matthew Dial. Fishers again, however, able to defend and get a hand up on that ball. Free ball. Let's see what Roncalli can do. And looks like that attack was just bounced off of one of the Fishers' front row and goes out of bounds for a point for the Royals.
Yeah, it's good to see an offense trying different things. It's not working. Let's do something different. So Barkley tries a tip, tests the Fishers defense, moves inside for a 32, right off the block. It's good work.
That was a great swing there by the Tigers. Roncalli just in the right position, able to defend it. Let's see what Fishers can do here. That ball looked long. The Royals don't agree with that call. However, it did land in bounds as the line judge called it in. Point for the Fishers Tigers. And Nick Apostolo back to serve.
Yeah, Apostolo is still scoring on the right side over there. Roncalli's going to have to switch something up, get somebody in front of him to slow him down.
And that'll help him. Little tops serve there, goes right into the net. We've got the other Dial brother, Andrew, coming in now to serve. So we're going to see, looks like, oh no, he came in for his brother.
Yep, that's that 5-2 substitution we talked about early on. So one setter through the front row, other through the back.
And good job by middle Alex Barkley there. Outside, he was in the middle there. Just get that ball over and score a point for the Royals.
Yeah, it's good heads-up play. Fishers in rotation 4 doesn't have a right side player in. Makes it a lot easier for Roncalli to play defense. You can pinch in, help on the middle, help on the setter dump.
Good block there by Colin Ryan of the Tigers. And there's that back row attack. Zach Lewis, again, we talked about him being in the back row, but they're still able to get that swing, get that point.
Yeah, Fishers doesn't like to set that pipe attack or that middle back attack out of serve receive, but in transition, they'll give it to him all the time. It usually catches teams off guard.
Yeah, I think if they have that result every time, they'll like doing that a lot. And just a fantastic block. William Schnefke up there. Zach Lewis got some hands up there, but looks like Schnefke was the one to block that and get it over for a point.
Yeah, Fishers is all over that one. This is a tough rotation for Roncalli. It's called rotation 1 when the setter comes from the back row.
It looked like Alex Barkley was trying to tool that off of Fishers. However, it did not work, and that ball just went out of bounds. Again, another point for the Tigers.
Yeah, he's a little frustrated, maybe a low set. Things aren't coming easily for him here. Great defense by Fishers to scrap and keep the ball alive.
Fantastic hustle there by the Tigers. Looked like that swing from Meyer was going to go down and score a point or land out of bounds. However, that swing did go down for the Royals. They're still down early, 8-14. Substitution here, Elijah Berger coming into the match with Barkley back to serve now for the Royals. Skims the top of the net, however, does get over. And there's a 2-hit violation on the Tigers.
It's a tough ball, tight pass. Fisher's setter Haggerty gets up, tries to deliver it to the outside, just mishandles it a little bit. You'll see that double contact called when the setter's hands touch the ball at 2 separate times.
And it's not something you see often out of the elite teams. However, it does still happen. These boys are human, so again, off of a bad first touch, it can be difficult to kind of evenly get both hands up there to touch the ball at the same time. Sets up for the Royals. And Alex Barkley aces that one off of Ian Piper. Nothing he could do about it. And Carlos Capo, head coach of the Tigers, does not like what he's seeing out of his boys on the court right now. He calls a timeout. It is 14 Fishers, 11 Roncalli. And Roncalli has mounted a bit of a comeback here. They were down 7 early on, pulled within 3 now. We've seen 2 early timeouts, one by each team thus far in this first set. And I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of that throughout the match tonight, no matter how many sets it goes. Could be good back and forth action. See how both teams are playing.
Yeah, Barkley back to serve for Roncalli. Coach Capo for Fishers just wants to get out of this rotation as quickly as he can. That lead has been shaved from 6 down to 3, so he wants to stop the bleeding there, get out of this rotation, and build their lead back up. I think Barkley's going to have something else to say about it, though. He's got a mean serve, and he's going to go right back at him, keep the pressure on Fishers.
Yeah, a lot of times when you have a server who's back there and scored a few points in a row for the opposite team, you want to call a timeout, see if maybe you can just cool him down a little bit or get your boys to run a play if they're able to get a good first touch on that ball and score the point and get your own guys on the serve then. Good defense there by Gavin Haggerty for Fishers, able to get a hand or on that ball and get it over. Good block and defense by Roncalli. That was just a great set by Haggerty to Zach Lewis, able to get that ball down, get that kill, and score the point for the Tigers.
Yeah, Fisher's doing a great job today resetting on defense, able to convert what Roncalli throws at him, get back into their offense and get a good, solid attack. We saw Roncalli with some nice digs and just having to throw a tip or a free ball over. The better teams are the ones that can transition with aggression.
Oh, that was just a fantastic job there by William Schnefke, doing whatever he can to get any part of his body on the ball. However, Fishers could not get it over in 3, so the Royals score a point here. And their libero, Jacob Ermer, back to serve now. And that serve goes far, too long. That's a side out and a point for the Tigers. Substitution for Fishers, Nick Apostolo back in with Gavin Haggerty back to serve. And good block there by Roncalli, able to get up. Oh, just fantastic placement by Zach Lewis and the Tigers. He's able to find the spot just in front of that line in the back. Roncalli might have thought it was a little long, but it's able to fall, score a point for the Tigers.
Yeah, we call that shot a lazy line shot. It's not all the way to the line, but far enough toward the line that it's away from that middle back, especially after Lewis has been just crushing balls to the far corner. That line shot's going to catch Roncalli off guard.
Yeah, and we saw a great example of it there. Zach Lewis again with the attack. Roncalli is able to get a hand on it. However, it does fall on their side of the court. And the second and final timeout here of the first set by the Royals.
Yeah, just really good offense by Lewis. He knows that Roncalli's got a lot of smart players on the court. They saw him hit that line shot. They're going to adjust to it quickly. And he goes right back to his bread and butter, that cross-court swing.
It's interesting to see Roncalli back in the state final matchup this year. They had a big hitter last year who graduated, Brendan Luthane, from their state championship winning team. Went on, he's playing at Lindenwood University. They don't quite have the height that they did. However, they are still scrappy all around. They're a great team, well coached. We talked about earlier just each of those zones and spots on the court. It's hard to find an area of weakness for them. However, so far early in this match, it does look like Fishers has done that.
Yeah, as good as Roncalli is at all spots, Fishers is almost equally good and quite a bit bigger. Physicality does matter in volleyball, especially at the net. So some great matchups going on here in all spots.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's some fantastic volleyball thus far. I'm not sure if you could ask for much better in this first set. Hopefully the rest continues. Good job there of getting the ball off the net by Andrew Dial, and Roncalli just getting it over. Had a feeling that Fishers defense would be able to get it back for them, but they were ready for it. Roncalli. Oh, and just a fantastic block by Zach Lewis. Right now he is doing it all, killing and blocking. He's able to score the point there. Doesn't look like the Royals were quite prepared for him to go up and get that block. However, he does, and they just weren't able to adjust quickly enough.
He's a little bit late getting out there to the line, so Roncalli thinks they've got an open shot, and he just does a great job getting his hands out there and blocking that ball.
And just like that, Fisher's lead is back up to 7. Not much Preston Benaziak could do on that. He's able to get a hand up, get an arm on that ball. However, it doesn't bounce the way he wants. Does score for the Royals.
Yeah, the Fisher's blockers need to get shoulder to shoulder there, close that seam, as we call it. There's a little hole between the blockers. If they're closed up, that seam goes away. Higher chances of a clean block.
Andrew Meyer's serve over, received. Zach Lewis, he is finding the court all over the place.
Yeah, it's just a great high seam swing, potentially over the block. It's really tough to stop. Your only chance is to get a good dig back there, but even that's tough.
See his up to serve. Good first touch there by the Royals. Back row attack. Zach Lewis again able to get a nice hand on it, keep that ball alive for the Tigers. Royals up. Good little tip there by Roncalli. Nice tip set, and Preston Benaziak able to get that ball down and score.
Yeah, again, just great transition offense by Fishers. Some sort of softer attacks from Roncalli, maybe miscommunication, mistiming on sets. Fisher's able to turn, get back in system, and get some good solid swings.
Yeah, they're playing well on all cylinders right now. They look like a very tough team to beat. And that serve from Zach does go into the net. Roncalli with a bit of a break there. We've got a substitution. Aiden Hill now coming in to serve for the Royals.
Yeah, Aiden, a really good DS. He's got a nice float serve. We're going to see them try to take the outside attacker out for Fishers.
Good job of just getting some hands on that ball and getting it over for the Royals. Good attack there by Colin Ryan of Fishers. However, Roncalli was in a great spot to play defense on that. And just a fantastic block by Matthew Johnson. Able to get that hand on the ball and get it down and over on the other end of the court for a point.
You see the big difference in the team offenses right now. Fishers is setting the middle in transition. Off of a dig, they're able to set their middle. They've got 3 or 4 options every time. Roncalli, not so much. Not getting much from the middle in transition. They're pushing the ball out to the pins. It's putting a lot of pressure on guys like Barkley to have to get a kill every time.
And that point off the kill from Colin Ryan. Roncalli just not able to do anything with it there. They were able to get a hand on it, but just couldn't get it over. And their libero, Ethan Fail, is back to serve now. Fishers is up 22-15 here in set 1. Good set, good attack there by the Royals. Matthew Johnson with the kill off of the assist from Matthew Dial. Callum Kugel in to serve for the Royals. And if Roncalli wants any chance of winning this first set, you got to think they've got to have a great run here. Great job, great court awareness by the libero of the Tigers. He saw that attack from Alex Barkley, knew where he was on the court and knew where that side outline was, and just let it sail over his head and fall down. Point for the Fishers Tigers as Nick Apostolou is back to serve now. Well, it seems like Fishers is able to just get there. Not able to block necessarily that attack by Alex. They are able to get a hand on it. That unfortunately did not fall their way. Point for the Royals. 17-23, Roncalli is down. And we've got Andrew Dial serving now. Well, not a great first touch there by Fishers. However, the second touch was able to get up, help them with the attack. Roncalli had to run and get to that attack there. Kill just off the hands of the Fishers defender and falls into play. Nothing the Tigers could do about that one.
Yeah, really nice run by Roncalli. This is good offense. Good high swing off the blocker's hands. Fishers looked like they might have been out of sorts, out of position on defense.
And Jacob Irmer with the set and assist to Alex Barkley on that kill. Alex able to just tool it off the defender's hands, and again, another point for the Royals.
Yeah, that's where Barkley's really good. As a smaller attacker, he's great with a tight set, being able to wipe it off the blocker's hands to where the Fishers defense can't play it.
Good serve there by Dial. Great job by Schnefke just to get a hand up and get that ball over. He tries to get up and block that, however, it falls on his side. And now it's the second and final timeout for Carlos Capo and the Fishers Tigers. We've got ourselves a good one. Roncalli 20, Fishers 23. You got to think Carlos is just telling his boys to settle down. They had a 7-point lead, 23-16. They're 2 away. One mistake from Roncalli and then one good volley or set by them, and they've won this first set. Anything can happen. We'll see if Andrew Dial is able to serve the Royals into potentially a win here in this first set.
Yeah, Fisher's been holding on to at least a 5-point lead most of the set. Roncalli's put a couple runs on, and it's pretty much now or never. They've got to go earn a point here on defense and just get one at a time, give themselves a chance here.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see how Fishers responds if they do fall behind and end up losing this first set.
Yeah, not Fisher's best rotation. They've got the setter in the front row, Zach Lewis in the back. Only 2 attacking options here for him.
And that attack goes long. Yeah, it's always hard when you're in situations like that if you don't have your best rotation out there and you need to score some points or stop the other team from rallying. Looks like kind of the same play design there from the Tigers. That set goes to Alex Barkley. You got to think these next few points are going to run through him as well.
Yeah, volleyball's such a huge momentum sport. Fisher's had it for the first 40 points of the game. Roncalli's had it for the last 10. It's going to be interesting to see how this one falls out.
And there we go, Colin Ryan. That's the 3rd time they've set him. This time he's able to find the court on the other side. Score point for the Tigers. It is now set point for Fishers with Colin back to serve. And that ball lands right on the line. Wow, incredible. I don't think you can get any closer than that on a set point serve. Fishers takes set 1, 25-22. And Kevin, I don't know about you, but that was a great set, just great volleyball between both teams.
Yeah, really nice. Great play start to finish by Fishers. Roncalli, 2 strong runs, especially there at the end. Lots of good offense, a bunch of good net play. It's just really good volleyball by the 2 best teams in the state. We're not surprised.
And you got to think that feels good for Colin Ryan after being set 2 times in a row, not able to score the point for his team. 3rd time he is able to, and then he goes back there and serves it. Just a beautiful ace for the Tigers.
Yeah, looked a bit uncomfortable on those first 2 attack attempts when they were trying to get out of that rut. Finally found something, made it work, and yeah, all you can do is put a good deep serve in, put pressure on the receiving team.
Absolutely. All right, again, that is Fishers 25, Roncalli 22. The Tigers take the first set and are up 1-0 in this best-of-5 state finals matchup. We'll be right back here on the IBVCA and ISC Sports Network.
McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is
caught. There you go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
That in the Wrestler! Whoa!
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds.
Same players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it.
That's the finish. You get a layup to take it. And an and 1.
Fly ball. Out of here.
Brewer jams it home.
That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net.
a little fireworks in the first half. Throw it up for Tillman.
Whoa, my goodness.
122.60 for Penn.
Oh, what a swim. Six of them.
Welcome back to the ISC Sports Network and the Crawley Athletic Center, home of the Jefferson Broncos and the 2023 IBVCA Boys Volleyball State Championship Finals. We have the Roncalli Royals and Fishers Tigers. Fishers Tigers won the first set 25-22 over the Royals. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments both teams have made going into the second set, Kevin.
Yeah, you know, I think if you're Fishers, you're pretty happy with the way you played for most of the set. You've got to eliminate those Roncalli runs that got them back in the set late. For Roncalli, you've got to limit all of Fishers' runs. Seems like they scored points in bunches. And you've got to find a way to get your offense going. Hitters looked uncomfortable. They were in some bad positions with only one attacker available a lot of times in transition. They'd love to get their middles and their opposite going to help support those outside attackers.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to think if you're on call, you feel good about the runs you put on to end that set. However, just not enough as you found yourselves down early and couldn't pull out of that hole as the Tigers were able to put that first set away. And Fishers now starting off the second set with Ian Pfeiffer back to serve. That ball touched by the Tigers, out of bounds, point for Roncalli. And I believe this might be Roncalli's first lead of the match as they serve the ball into the net their first couple of times in set one. It's free ball there. Fisher's not able to get anything set up. Just a fantastic kill by Andrew Meyer of the Royals off of that set from Andrew Dial.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be trouble there. Free ball pass was a little tight for Dial, had to go with one hand, but a beautiful set, beautiful kill.
And that serve from Dial does skim the top of the tape, but goes over still. Oh, Roncalli almost caught napping. Weren't quite sure what they were going to do or where that ball was going to go. They were able to get it up and over. And just like that, we talked about Colin Ryan ending the first set for the Tigers off of a great kill and a service ace. And a great kill there for Colin. So you got to think he's feeling pretty good right now. We'll see what he can do serving.
That's a great swing. Two great outsides for Fishers. See if Roncalli adjusts their block and moves out on the outsides.
And speaking of the block, Gavin Haggerty with a great one there for the Tigers.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to swing from for Meyer. He's a lefty over there on the left side. Not an easy ball to swing at, but a great block by Haggerty and the Fishers Tigers.
Double up Dial with the set. And Andrew Meyer able to tool that off of the Fishers block for a point for the Royals. They're up 3-2. Alex Barkley back to serve now for Roncalli. See if he's able to put together a run for the Royals. And that's a good start to it as service ace right there. Fisher's not able to do anything on their serve receive, and that ball does fall down in a great spot for the Royals.
I'm not sure anybody can do anything with that ball. That's a great serve by Barkley. Just a missile to the corner. That's going to be tough to pass no matter who you are.
Yeah, let's see if he does it again here. And no, that serve goes long. So great serve that first one. Second one goes long, sides out, and gives the Tigers a point. William Schnefke now back to serve for Fishers. And we do have Zach Lewis there in the front row for the Tigers. We'll see again if they're going to run their offense through him or try to switch things up a little bit. Fantastic swing there by Elijah Berger. Just a sophomore for Roncalli, and he's able to just rotate that arm and get that ball down. Nothing the Tigers can do about that.
Yeah, it's a great set by Andrew Dial. Gets that ball all the way out to the pin. Berger's got everything he wants there. He can swing cross. He waited on that ball to get past the block and just pounded it down the line.
And Jacob Ermer's serve goes into the net. Doesn't feel like he has it so far tonight.
Yeah, the Roncalli guys have got some great servers, just haven't found their rhythm yet. And Fishers might be in trouble if they ever do.
Yeah, Fishers was able to take advantage of that in the first set, and they return the favor there. Gavin Haggerty, his serve goes into the net.
Yeah, it seems like all the servers, the jump servers, may be letting up a little bit. They're not swinging fully, kind of slows your arm down. That tends to pull that ball into the net. It's a new gym, different setting for these guys. Might just be a little uncomfortable with the serving still.
Yeah, absolutely. With being here in Lafayette, Fishers and Roncalli may not have played out here ever. And so it is a new gym, new setting for them. You know, we had the 2 simultaneous semi-state finals going on at the same time. So just this setup is different for these teams. Like you said, they could be pulling back a little bit, just getting used to things here, even in the second set. And Zach Lewis is going to find that all day. They've just got that zone of the court open. Roncalli not able to defend that attack.
Yeah, that's just a great swing. Matthew Johnson's claiming it went through his hands. I think it might have gone over his hands. Zach Lewis is a pretty big guy. He jumps well. It's just a great high swing to the corner.
Yeah, we saw him score a few times in the first set on that. He is back to serve now. Let's see what Roncalli is able to do. Kind of a gift from the tape there. Andrew Meyer's attack goes into the tape and just rolls. Fisher's not able to do much about that, and the ball does fall on their side of the court. 4-point for the Royals with Aiden Hill now into serve. And there's that middle set. Preston Badesiak able to get up, get that ball down. Talked about it, Fishers does like to set the middles a lot. We see that from them. And with a guy like Preston in there, you can see why.
Yeah, good big athletic middles for Fishers. It's a nice turn toward the setter side there. Anytime you can swing towards zone 1 or to the left from the middle of the court, it's usually pretty effective.
A fantastic kill there. Alex Barkley off the assist from Matthew Dial. That ball does find its way inbounds. Point for the Royals. I think Fishers thought it might have been out, but the line judge right on that call.
That's a beautiful run by Roncalli. Instead of running a normal go ball all the way to the antenna, they ran a rip or a 3. So that set comes inside a little bit. Barkley's able to go right inside the block.
See Colin Ryan come around a little bit. Try to get that ball over. Can't do anything about it. Roncalli was ready to defend, and they're able to get up and score a point for themselves there. And Carlos Capo going to be the first coach to call a timeout here in the second set. Roncalli up 10-6.
Yeah, that's some great offense. Really good work there by Roncalli, finding that transition middle set. It's really tough to defend no matter where you're at. Fisher seemed a little out of sorts in their serve-receive there. Not sure what happened with Ryan trying to come around and just had to push that go ball over. But Roncalli's getting some more chances, and they're taking care of him this time.
Absolutely, and you can see the Roncalli student section getting into it here in the second set with their team up 4. We gotta love seeing students come out to support their fellow classmates. It's always great atmosphere, great energy. I'm sure the boys on the court love it.
Oh, for sure, especially being, I don't know, Roncalli's probably close to 2 hours from home at this point. It's great for all the fans to come up and show their support. It's a really fun, electric environment here.
Absolutely, and I think that speaks well for the sport of boys volleyball here in the state of Indiana. Not quite the best serve received there by Colin Ryan of the Tigers. And Roncalli is able to score a point as Fishers could not get that ball over after 3 hits. And again, they serve it right back to Colin. You gotta think, if he continues to not have the best first touch, they're going to continue to serve it his way. Good defense there by the Tigers off of that little set dump from Roncalli. Nice block. Roncalli able to be in position for it. free ball, not much could do it. Looked like Colin Ryan tried to just find an open spot on the court or tool that off of a Roncalli defender, but couldn't work. And we're seeing a little bit of what happened in the first set, except this time for the Roncalli Royals, as they're now up by 6.
Yeah, Coach Capo's seen enough from Ryan, so he's going to give Devin Thornton a try out there at the outside.
Yep. We got Devin with his first action of the match tonight. And they do serve it to him. However, Fishers is able to score a point off of that. So a good substitution there by Carlos.
Yeah, sometimes even just a different look with a different guy out there in serve receive gives you some confidence, gives you a second to take a break with that substitution, and a good side out by Fishers.
Yeah, absolutely. Roncalli able to come back and score a point there. And it doesn't take anything away from Colin Ryan either, though. You got to think Coach Capo's just talking to him, telling him to calm down a little bit. It's still early, you know. Just made a few mistakes, but that's okay. Volleyball is very much, like you said, a momentum sport. So we'll see if Fishers is able to mount some here with Andrew Dial back to serve for the Royals. Just a fantastic middle set, that time to William Schnefke. He's able to get that ball down and over for the Tigers. And we're seeing that substitution, Devin Thornton now heading back to serve for Fishers. Sets up. Good swing by Andrew. Fishers just not able to close that block, and the ball does fall. Point for the Royals.
Yeah, small seam there in the Fishers block. It's just a nice swing by Meyer to identify it, hit it. Good execution.
And we got Alex Barkley now for Roncalli back to serve. Good serve received there by the Tigers, and they were able to get their offense set up and just run that set to Zach Lewis. And again, he's able to find that far corner of the court. Roncalli was able to get a hand on it. However, they couldn't control that ball, and it does result in a point for the Tigers with William Schnefke back to serve.
Yeah, Lewis just making it look easy over there. Roncalli's got to do a better job of getting blockers in front of him, getting four hands, make him do something different.
Wow, and that was a fantastic swing. Looked like it might have touched a Fishers defender. However, he was able to get out of the way just in time, and that ball called out of bounds. Point for the Tigers.
It's a great example of good blocking defense. Fisher's block gets out in front of Meyer there, puts four good hands in front of him. He's got to make a great swing for a kill.
And that set dump from Andrew Dial does find a hole in the defense.
Yeah, so there's some discussion now. Andrew Dial's in the back row.
Oh, looks like, yeah, they were calling an illegal back row attack.
Dial's arguing, and this is a judgment call by the referee, so he's not going to overturn this, that the ball was not completely above the top of the net. So back row player can send the ball across if it's not completely above the net. Ref thinks it was above the net, therefore it's an illegal back row attack in front of the attack line.
Sure, so if that ball would have been down below the top of the net, he could have done that. But since that set dump was over, that is why it's considered an illegal attack. And that ball ricochets off of the basketball backboard here at Lafayette Jefferson. That kill does tip off of the Fishers defender and go out of bounds. So point for the Tigers. And Jacob Ermer serving with the Royals up 15-11. Good defense there. The Royals able to block Zach Lewis. Swing. Royals couldn't do much on it. They're still able to get it over. Again, Fishers trying to go through Zach Lewis. Roncalli with the block. Let's see if Zach can get a block of his own. No, he cannot. Good kill, good attack there by the Royals. They were able to get some hands on that ball, keep it alive. Mounts a little rally there and put the ball down for another point.
We saw a couple good block touches by Andrew Meyer over there. Much better recognition, finding Lewis, getting in front of him, slowing him down. Gives Roncalli enough chances for him to transition and get his own kill.
There's kind of a little dump attack by Preston Benesiak of the Tigers. Roncalli was ready for it. Let's see if they're able to. No. That set to Andrew Meyer. Not able to get it over the net. Probably just mistimed his attack and his swing on that one. Got to think it's frustrating as a hitter to go up and swing at that ball and just have it hit below the tape and come back down on your side of the net. Good attack, good swing there by Matthew Johnson of the Royals. He's able to get that ball down in a difficult part of the court, right around the 10-foot line. I imagine that's pretty hard to get up and get that arm over and down so that ball lands in bounds.
Yeah, Johnson, really athletic kid, jumps well, got on top of that ball. If you were watching closely, you saw his footwork early on. He took a false first step toward the 31 zone. Kind of made the blockers think he was going left, then he went back to the right.
That's some intelligent play there. It's kind of fool Fishers into thinking he's going to do one thing and do the other. Good attack there by the Royals. We see Matthew Dial there. He's ready to eat. He wants some more. He wants to get more of those assists.
Yeah, this is just what Roncalli wanted. They're getting that momentum, finding their rhythm, doing a great job on offense.
Nice swing by Apostolo for the Tigers. Fisher's just not able to, or Roncalli just not able to react to it quickly enough. Point Tigers. And Lewis back to serve. Nice serve, good serve received by Roncalli. And that attack from Apostolo not able to find its way inbounds, does go long. Point Royals, they have been sitting comfortably with about a 5 to 6 point lead almost this entire set.
Yeah, Apostolo really hot in set one, a big part of the Fishers set one win. Haven't said his name much here in set two. Might be a big difference in the scores here. Fishers not quite as balanced as they were in set one. Roncalli's offense much better than the first set.
Absolutely. We'll see if Fishers is able to do anything about it here. But that one just blocked by the Royals.
Yeah, Johnson, great footwork. One of the smaller middles around, and he gets his feet all the way out there next to his right side blocker. Finishes his hands back in the court. It's a great block.
And we see Devin Thornton come back in for the Tigers. That serve does go to him. Fishers tries to do a quick middle set. Preston Benesiak just not able to get enough on it and get that ball over. And Carlos Capo is going to call his second and final timeout here of set two, with the Tigers down 21-13.
Yeah, this is a tough spot to be in if you're Fishers. Lots of momentum on the Roncalli side. They're playing really well, and a lot of mistakes from Fishers, which makes things easier for Roncalli. At this point, you just got to look at 1 point at a time. You're not going to get 10 points here and take the lead in one swing. You've got to get 14. And then 7 points still feels like a lot. You've got to get 15. So it's one at a time for Fishers. Your mindset here isn't about winning this set. It's about winning 1 point and maybe even just getting some momentum back for set three to get yourself started off on the right foot.
Yeah, it's almost like Coach Capo is saying the same thing that Coach Jennings was telling his players near the end of the first set there, is just, let's calm down, let's mount a little bit of a rally. You know, they might be playing just for set three, but let's mount a little bit of a rally, get a streak going here so that we can go into set three with some momentum.
Yeah, as a coach, you never want your message to be that this set's over, we're moving on. It's not over until it's over, but you know, you're playing for two things here. You want your momentum, you want to get your rhythm back, and if you happen to win this set, even better.
Absolutely. It looks like that was a play called out of the timeout. That set looked like it was a little behind Apostolo, and he was not able to get his arm all the way around it to get it over the net. Again, another point for the Royals. And they have been serving Devin Thornton in that zone ever since he's been in. Good block there by Preston Benesiak. That ball does find its way onto the Royal side of the net for a point for the Tigers. And if you're Fishers, that's exactly what you want. You're down 22-14. Like you said, you're playing for 1 point at a time. Anything can happen here, you never know. And that was a good little punch by Roncalli. Caught Fishers off guard. They weren't quite ready for it, not able to do anything about it. Point for the Royals, and they're 2 points away from tying this match up at 1 set apiece.
Yeah, libero Ethan Fell serving right there. You'll watch when he serves. He's way back off the basketball court. He had probably 40 feet to run to get to his defensive base. Couldn't quite get a good dig there.
Good adjustment there by Alex Barkley. That ball looked like it was going to be a little wide. He was able to get it out and over, force Fishers to defend, and Fishers was able to do something about it as they score there, and they're down 23-15. Apostolou back to serve now. Good block. Looked like the Tigers were ready for that attack from Alex Barkley there. Nice dig. That was a good set to the middle, Will Vanoy. Haven't called his name much, if at all, thus far tonight. Good time to call that play and get him going. Roncalli scores the point, and they're now 1 away from taking the second set with Andrew Dial back to serve. That attack from Devin Thornton does go long, not touched by a Roncalli player. Oh.
Looks like we had a touch called from the line judge behind the play.
Okay, yes. The near line judge where we're sitting did not see a touch, however, the far line judge from us did. So that is a point for the Tigers. And Devin Thornton is serving now. Skims off the top of the tape. Roncalli able to do something about it. That attack from Alex Barkley. Fishers got the block, but it does just fall out of bounds on Roncalli's side, so they do end up still taking set 2, 25-16.
Yeah, Roncalli really found their rhythm that set. Came back playing much better. It's going to be an exciting match.
Absolutely. So we are all tied at 1 set apiece, and we'll be right back on the ISC Sports Network.
Shot at the buzzer. Got it! She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Hello. Did it again. Hello.
Made the highlight reel again.
That goes to
Whoa,
Mentor, and all
touchdown.
kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello.
There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow.
This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
Has it, leaps the man, still on his feet. Stevens lunges.
Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County.
Unbelievable!
Touchdown.
Living up to that last name. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. Said that was going to be a highlight reel.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is
Got it! There you go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
That in the Wrestler! Wrestler!
Whoa!
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds
Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it.
That's the finish.
You get a layup to take it, and an and one.
Fly ball.
Out of here.
in and into the back of the net.
A little fireworks in the first half.
Throw it up for Tillman.
Whoa, my goodness.
122-6-0 for Penn.
Oh, what a swim! Six of them.
Welcome back to Jefferson High School, home of the Jefferson Broncos. And you are watching the Fishers, Tigers, and Roncalli Royals in the 2023 IBVCA Boys Volleyball State Championship Finals. Both teams have won a set. We're going into set 3, 1 set apiece. We'll see who's able to pull away and take set 2 and be within 1 set away from being crowned the 2023 state champions.
Yeah, Roncalli, tons of momentum coming out of set 2. They really found their groove offensively, serving and passing really well, getting everybody involved in transition offense. And they're able to slow down Lewis and the other attackers from Fishers. So really good play by Roncalli, way to bounce back from that first set and see if Fishers can do the same here.
Yeah, Zach Lewis was a name we called a lot for the Tigers in the first set. Didn't call his name as much in the second. Roncalli made some good adjustments, and it paid off well for them as they took that second set. They were able to mount a pretty big lead early on, and Fishers couldn't do anything about it. And that momentum does carry on for the Royals as they take that first point and are up early 1 point to none with Andrew Dial serving.
Yeah, it's a great read by Aiden Hill there in the back row. All over Zach Lewis, deep cross-court shot. Nice kill by Barkley to finish it.
And set to Zach Lewis. Great job of just finding the open court. Great court awareness there from Zach to know where he could put that ball down and score a point for his team.
Yeah, you see there 2 Roncalli blockers jumping with the middle from Fishers. And that's all because Fishers set the middle in the last set. They stayed with it, and now they're drawing attention from the Roncalli block. Gives free kills to your outsides.
Absolutely, it'll be interesting to see how they adjust throughout this third set here and what both teams can do to try to possibly put it away. Fishers looked like they wanted a lift violation on there. The referees did not see it. Great kill there from Alex Barkley.
Yeah, Barkley's found his rhythm. Fishers was able to slow him down in the first set, but since set 2, he's been heating up.
Absolutely, had a great set 2. Seems to be carrying it on here into set 3. Elijah Berger now in for the Royals. Good receive by Fishers. That was a good block by the Royals, able to get their defense and their hands on it. And that results in a point for them as well, as the Fishers block wasn't able to get up enough and do anything with that.
Yeah, it seems like we've seen that before from Berger. He's got a nice line swing. Fishers is going to want to adjust, get out there in front of that line shot, force him to do something different.
Good set to Zach Lewis. He had a good swing on it. However, did just find the tape, and the ball couldn't roll over onto Roncalli's side. It does end up falling back on Fisher's side. Would have been a 4-hit violation on the Tigers, even if they were able to put a hand on it. Looks like Roncalli's got Zach Lewis and this Fishers offense figured out. Up early 5-1 here in the third set, and Carlos Capo, coach of the Tigers, is going to call a timeout.
Yeah, you can see he's talking to his setter over there away from the huddle. When you've got a guy like Zach Lewis, it's a little bit tough to run an offense with him because he's so good. You want to set him all the time. But he's hitting about -800 in this set right now. You know, he's made quite a few errors. He's got 1 kill. So if you're a setter, you got to change things up. And that's exactly what Coach Capo is talking to Haggerty about right now. Hey, let's do something different. It's not working. Try something else. And then we go back to him.
Absolutely. They scored well on that first point. Had a faked a middle set and set it out there to Zach Lewis. Then Haggerty kind of fell in love with setting it out to Zach. And Roncalli, they're smart, they're well coached, they've got it figured out, they've got their block figured out. So we'll see if Fishers is able to do something about it and switch things up and make the Royals look elsewhere on the opposite side of the net.
Yeah, it is a tough row for Fishers here to side out, rotation 1. They run rotation 1 a little bit differently. They've got all 3 attackers stacked over on their left side of the court, our right side of the court as you watch. So you'll see the middle or right side run a slide behind the setter, and then a quick attack. It's tough to set, so they go to Zach Lewis a lot out there on the outside.
And out of that timeout, looks like they did it again. Able to get it down. Roncalli was able to find it. It's a good tool there by Apostolo for the Tigers.
Yeah, you can see Apostolo on the right side had been a bit passive in the second set. I think he needs to get back to his game, swing, be big, be physical, do his thing, just like that attack there. That's a great shot.
Absolutely. You'd think that'd bring some confidence back into him and see what he does throughout the rest of this. Zach Lewis back to serving now for the Tigers. Sets up, and no, that's just mishandled by Andrew Dial. That's not something you see happen very often to a setter, especially one as good as Andrew. Looks like that ball may have just been a little slippery or a little wet for him, so they're changing it out there.
And also a weird rotation for Roncalli. Looks like they've changed some things. They're in rotation 2. Since Andrew Meyer's their opposite, he's passing. He is one of their best passers. It's a little bit tough for Dial to get out of serve receive there and go set the ball.
That was a fantastic middle set by the Tigers. Preston Benaziak able to get his hand up, get that ball down. Roncalli was able to get something on it, but just couldn't control it. And just like that, it's 5-4 now. Roncalli up 1 over the Tigers.
You can see here from the end line, Andrew Dial trying to release from the middle of the court. Zach Lewis is trying to serve right at him, just not enough, puts it in the net.
And we'll see if Jacob Ermer is able to score some points. No, not so much for the Royals. We've seen that. I feel like we've seen that every time from him when he's gone back to serve tonight. Just doesn't have it, it seems.
Yeah, maybe trying to be too perfect, maybe just missing his toss. Not really sure what's going through his mind, but yeah, a lot of misses on both sides from the service line.
Yeah, absolutely. Fisher's able to get the block on that, however, it does shoot out of bounds on Roncalli's side, so a point for the Royals. You got to think someone as experienced as Jacob Ermer, he's going to go back there every time to serve, and he's going to give it his best, you know. He's not going to be thinking about that last serve. Just keep trying, keep doing, and you never know what'll happen. There's a service ace by the Royals.
Yeah, you said it perfectly, John. See what happens. Aces happen. You're not serving trying to get an ace. If you do that, you're going to miss a lot. You just want to apply consistent pressure to the passers, and eventually somebody's going to break.
And we saw that out of that first serve from Andrew Meyer there. Fishers is able to defend and receive this ball better. We've got a nice little rally going on here between two teams. Middle set to Matthew Johnson of the Royals. However, he is not able to find the open court, and that does result in a point for the Tigers with Apostolo back to serve.
A tough rotation for Roncalli. It's tough for Johnson to transition there. He's got to get further from the net, so he's got room to swing.
Good first touch there by Jacob Ermer to get that ball up for his team. Try to mount an offensive attack there. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get the result they wanted as that attack does sail out of bounds. Another point for the Tigers. And that serve from Apostolo does go long, resulting in a side out. We got a substitution for the Royals, as well as for Fishers. Aiden Hill into serve now for Roncalli. That ball goes into the net, so point for the Tigers. See Colin Ryan back in here to serve. I think if you're a fan of Fishers and you're a fan of Colin Ryan, you like seeing that serve go over. Knowing he hasn't had some of the best touches in that second set, but that was good job mounting a good rally here. That was just a great attack. Fisher's not able to do anything on the block, and Alex Barkley is able to get that ball off of a defender and have it fall on the opposite side for a point for the Royals.
Yeah, it's good aggressive transition offense. Barkley sees the block's not paying attention to him, runs a different set, something to keep the Fishers block off balance, and Haggerty doesn't see it and doesn't react.
Oh, that was a good set from Haggerty. Unfortunately, Schnefke just not able to get it over the net. Still close. Roncalli up 11-9 now after that serve from Kugel does go into the net for the Royals. And Schnefke back to serve for the Tigers.
Got to say, as a player and a coach, it's really frustrating seeing all these float serves go in the net. You know, if you're a jump server, you want to be the aggressive guy. You've got the green light. You're trying to score points with your serve. Float servers, these guys need to put the ball in. Make your opponents play, especially if they're not siding out well. You've got to put some pressure on the other team.
And that ball does find the Fishers side of the court for a point for the Royals. But yeah, I can imagine a float serve, you know, you want to just have it float over the net, but like you said, they just haven't been doing that tonight. So, and that one floats long there by Andrew Dial. We've seen it from both teams tonight, Kevin. They're just not able to be consistent enough with their serves.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell, being far from the court, if it's a concentration issue, a technique issue. Could be a lot of things. You'd like to think it's not a concentration issue in the state championship match. But regardless, you got to find a way to make the other team play. You can't just give them free points all the time.
Absolutely, and that's not something I've ever seen before. A ball going off of the speaker at the top of the gymnasium, that is considered, like if the ball were to hit the pin, it's out of bounds. It does result in a point for the team that did not hit the ball.
And looks like the ball hasn't hit those speakers in a few years, so quite a bit of dust and debris came down, so they're going to spend a minute cleaning that up.
Absolutely, that might be the first time the ball's ever hit those speakers, Kevin.
Yeah, and they are directly above the net, so that's dependent on the ref's discretion. If it's the first or second contact by a team and the ball comes back to them, they may be able to play their third contact still. You know, if it's over the net like that, sometimes the refs don't allow it. They would have discussed that in the captain's meeting prior to the match, but regardless, that was the third contact, so out of bounds no matter what.
Absolutely, it's just like if the ball were to deflect off of the backboard or the goalpost for basketball. If it's the first or second contact, it can still be in play. All of those rules are discussed prior to the match starting. Fisher's able to get a hand up on that attack from Alex Barkley. Let's see if Zach Lewis, no, they're going to the opposite side, and that works out for Apostolo. Talked about it earlier, he had a good one, and he does again there. Nice swing and kill for the Tigers.
Yeah, he's taking an aggressive approach and just swinging hard. When you're aggressive, good things happen in volleyball, and then he's getting back into his rhythm. It's a really good sign if you're a Fishers Tigers fan.
Absolutely, and Fishers did tie the game up at 12. And we talked about earlier, if the ball hits the pin there, and that attack from Andrew Meyer did, that is considered out of bounds. Regardless, the pin is out of bounds.
Yeah, Meyer's eyes got pretty big. Apostolo left him some line there to attack. Meyer just wanted to crush that one, just a little too far.
Good little push there by Benaziac. Roncalli was able to do something with it and force Fishers to do the same. Wow. Just a great play there, great. Just a little attack by Will Vanoy of the Royals. He's able to put a little bit of English on that ball and have it fall on an open side of the court.
Yeah, not sure what the Fishers blockers were looking for there. I mean, that's a ball right up on the net. You got to get some hands up there and help defend.
And I think Vanoy was a little surprised at that too.
Yeah, he's certainly expecting some resistance, but none was found.
Good swing, good kill there after the bad first touch receive on the serve from the Royals. Another point for Roncalli. Zach Lewis tried to do it again, tried to find an open spot of the court, just couldn't get enough of that hand over the ball to get it down inbounds. Point Roncalli.
It's a much better block setup by Roncalli. They're taking the cross-court swing. Lewis loves to go to the corner there. He's got to go even sharper, and that's just a tough, tough shot to hit, even for a player as great as him.
Yeah, that's a very difficult angle to be up front close to the net like that and trying to just get the ball down and inbounds. You don't have a lot of court to work with, especially with the defenders up there. Roncalli again with the point, and they've got themselves a nice little rally going.
Yeah, they're building up that momentum. Barkley, good from all over the court. He just kind of throws that one to the middle of the court. Again, putting pressure on Fishers, making them have to move and play and do something different.
There's a free ball. Fisher's not able to get that one over. It's almost kind of dangerous to swing with one hand like that on a free ball from the back row. Kind of just want to see if you can push it over and force the defense to do something, kind of catch them off guard or out of position. Unfortunately for the Tigers, they weren't able to get that ball over the net. And Barkley's had some good serves here for Roncalli. And Zach Lewis with a nice tool off of the Roncalli defense, able to end that rally by the Royals, and now he is back to serve for the Tigers. And Colin Ryan back in for Fishers. So we'll see what Lewis is able to do here in the back row. Serving for the Tigers. Oh, just a fantastic serve. Not much that Alex Barkley could do on that. And that ball just ricochets off of his arm out of bounds for an ace for the Tigers.
Yeah, Lewis, a big, strong guy. He can serve the ball pretty hard. Not only that, but he serves right into that seam where Andrew Dial, the setter, is trying to escape from. It's a really tough thing for Roncalli to pass.
Well, good job by Benesiak of the Tigers to get up and get a block on that. However, he wasn't able to get momentum off of the ball and push it over to the other side of the net. It does fall on his side for a point for the Royals.
Yeah, nice combo play by Roncalli on offense there. Great pass, good execution.
Good attack from Fishers. That one right at Alex Barkley. Results in a point for the Tigers. Let's see if their libero, Ethan Fail, is able to serve them into the lead as they're down 18-16 in the third set. It looked like Andrew Meyer was just trying to find the ball down the line, kill it down the line. Unfortunately for him and the Royals, it does hit the pin there. Point Fishers.
It's a good idea. Like we talked about before, Fail's serving from so far back. It's tough for him to get up and play defense quickly. He does a nice job getting in there.
And that ball ricocheted off the tape to him. He was just unfortunately a little out of position, wasn't able to stretch his body out long enough and get anything on it, so that results in a point for the Royals with Andrew Meyer back to serve.
We've talked a lot about Roncalli's defense. They have a lot of great defenders. Ethan Fell doing a great job for Fishers, just not quite able to pick that one up.
And there's Apostolo. He's having a good set, this third set. We've seen him set a few times by Haggerty, and he's been able to put the ball down and find the Royals side of the net, score a few points for the Tigers, and really keep them in this.
He's definitely found his rhythm again, and thank goodness for Fishers because they needed some balance over there on offense after set 2.
And that's good stretch there by Ian Pfeiffer of the Tigers to keep this point alive for his team. And that kill by Gavin Haggerty falls in, resulting in a point for Fishers, and we're tied at 19 here in set 3. The teams have split the first 2 sets, so this is a crucial set 3. Oh, and that serve from Pfeiffer does go into the net, resulting in a service error. Roncalli's got Aiden Hill in to serve now. It's always scary when the ball kind of just sits on the top of the tape like that. You never know which way it's going to fall. You always got to be ready. And that was just a good spot, good hit by Alex Barkley. He's able to get enough on that Fishers isn't able to react in time, and he still does find an open part of the court.
An awesome dig by Meyer to start that play. Lewis has scored in bunches from the back row. Great defense by Meyer to give Roncalli an opportunity.
And good timing. That was a nice swing by Schnepke. However, Roncalli was able to block it, and they're able to get a point off of that. They're just finding the open sides of the floor. And Fishers now calls their second final timeout of this third set. Looked like they were mounting a comeback. They had it tied at 19. However, the Royals have pulled away a little bit, scored the last 3 points, up 22-19 here in set 3.
Yeah, it's easy to look at the finish of the play, see a great kill and be impressed, but I mean, just a ton of good stuff happening on both sides in the first and second touch. Matthew Dial there, tight pass to the net. He just stabs it with one hand back to his slide. Middle's able to put that one down with no block. Those Fishers blockers were expecting him to dump, and he just throws it back to his middle attacker.
Absolutely, and the Roncalli student section really getting into it. Not hearing anything back from Fishers and their student section here. Having a little fun, always like to see that between the two sections. Love to see students talking back and forth and having a little fun with themselves out there.
Absolutely, it's a great atmosphere, especially for the guys on the court. So fun to have a lot of friends and fans watching.
Good set. Nice kill there by Matthew Johnson. Fishers was able to get a little bit out on it, but they just couldn't do anything about it. Falls on their side, and Royals are up 23-19. Another serve just skims the top of the tape. Colin Ryan just had to get that ball over for the Tigers. Good adjustment there by Alex Barkley of the Royals to kind of take a little bit away from his swing and find an open spot. That set dump didn't do anything for Gavin Haggerty and the Tigers. And Roncalli again able to pull away and get the point there, 1 point away from taking this third set and going up 2-1. Aiden Hill will serve set point after he ties a shoe. Let's see if he's able to put this set away for the Royals. It was a good attack by Schnepke. Roncalli just able to be everywhere on defense. And wow, what a kill from Alex Barkley. He's just able to get that ball through the blockers and defenders of the Tigers. Roncalli takes set 3, 25-19. They're up 2 sets to 1. Going into the 4th set, and they only need 1 more set to win the 2023 state championship. And we'll be right back on the ISC Sports Network.
Shot at the buzzer. She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Brady, hello. Did it again. Hello. Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello. There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow.
This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
Has it, leaps the man, still on his feet. Stevens lunges.
Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County.
Unbelievable.
Touchdown.
Living up to that last name. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. So that was going to be a highlight reel.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is
Got it. There you go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
Got it in the air. Wrestler. Wrestler.
Whoa!
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds
Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it.
That's the finish.
You get a layup, take it, and an and one.
Fly ball.
Out of here.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ISC Sports Network and the 2023 IBVCA Volleyball State Finals. The Roncalli Royals lead the Fishers Tigers 2 sets to 1. As you can see there, boys volleyball in the state of Indiana is an emerging sport by the IHSAA. Have seen immense growth over the past year here in the state of Indiana. And Kevin, let's just talk about volleyball in Indiana, especially boys volleyball, and what that growth has meant for boys throughout the state.
Yeah, it's just cool to see. A lot more boys are playing. I used to coach a CYO team every year, and we went from 0 CYO teams when I was in high school to over 100 3 years ago. So there were just so many more boys playing, and the IHSA sanctioning would just mean so many more opportunities for those boys to continue to play, which is so cool. A lot of these first-year schools, they're run by the kids. You know, the kids have to get their buddies together, their brothers, whomever, to say, hey, let's have a volleyball team. And there's a lot of organization that goes into it. You know, it takes a lot of work from the schools and from the IHSAA, but it takes all that work off the kids. And it's awesome to see the support from ADs, athletic departments, and the state, and all the coaches and everybody who puts hard work in to get kids to this level, to be able to play high-level volleyball, and it's just really cool to see.
Absolutely, and we see a little bit of a change here by the Fishers Tigers. Caleb Witherby in and serving, starting off set 4 here. A little bit of a hard hit there by Barkley out the rows, not able to get it down, does sail out of bounds.
Barkley's got a lot of shots in his bag. He likes to try to attack the blocker's hands. Shoot off the top of the fingertips there, doesn't quite hit it.
It looked like Witherby may have just mishandled that serve. He wasn't able to get his whole hand on it. It just kind of floats into the net for a service error. Good defense there by the Tigers. Good defense by the Royals as well. Both teams are finding themselves in the right position. We see Zach Lewis of the Tigers try to just kind of push that ball far. Unfortunately for Fishers, he does push it too far and it lands out of bounds, giving the Royals the point. Well, not a great first touch there for Fishers. However, they are able to get it up and over. And that was just a fantastic kill from Roncalli and Andrew Meyer.
We've got another change from Fishers. We had a libero switch in the back row. Now Ethan Fell, who had been playing libero, is back in to help pass and serve receive.
And Ian Pfeiffer is the libero now for the Tigers. And you see Ian Pfeiffer using his foot. That is legal in volleyball. You can use any part of your body as long as it does make a legal touch of the ball. So interesting dynamic there. Unfortunately, Fishers isn't able to come away with the point. And Roncalli with an early 4-1 lead. The Tigers continue to do that middle set of William Schnefke. It looks like they've got the timing right. Unfortunately for them, Roncalli is able to get up and block it or defend it on the other end. That was a good dig by Ian Pfeiffer to get that ball over for Fishers. Just kind of see a little back and forth there of the guys up front for both teams. That ball is not wanting to go behind the 10-foot line. It was just great hustle by both Fishers and Roncalli. Both teams able to get a hand on the ball, do whatever it takes. And Alex Barkley is able to end that. He just finds a nice spot on the floor, goes down the line a little bit there, and Fishers just not able to get anything on it. Skims off their hands and lands for a point for the Royals.
Yeah, you saw Haggerty pull his hands while blocking there. He knows Barkley wants to try to hit it off his hands out of bounds. Pulled him twice. Barkley saw it, converted.
And we talk about that middle set. William Schnefke able to get that one down, resulting in a point for the Tigers. Good execution there. Looks like when that works, it works the first time for Fishers. Otherwise, we see a little rally. And Roncalli usually able to come away with the point. So it'll be interesting to see how that middle attack works out for the Tigers. And Andrew Meyer just able to find a good spot on the floor to put that ball, resulting in a point for Roncalli.
Yeah, John, we call that first ball side out. In higher level volleyball, it's a crucial stat. If you have a very high first ball side out percentage, you're going to win a lot of volleyball matches. When you side out without giving your opponent a chance to score, that means you're limiting their runs. They can't go on long service runs that open up the game, just like Roncalli's been doing the second half of this match.
Absolutely. And that attack did go long. Fisher's not happy with it. I think they were wanting a touch by Roncalli. Regardless, results in a point for the Royals. Zach Lewis not able to find the court. Oh, it looks like that was tipped actually by Roncalli. Point for the Tigers.
That's a great high swing by Lewis. Not a great sign. You see Fisher's really frustrated, kind of talking to the officials a little bit. They're losing focus on the match. They need to get their heads back on straight before this set gets out of hand.
Absolutely. Oh, wow, that was a great service ace there by William Schnefke. Just finds an open spot. I think Roncalli looked like, or thought it was going to float out of bounds. However, it does find the corner of the floor there for an ace for the Tigers. And yeah, Fishers can only control what they can control. They can't control the calls the refs make. They just got to go out there and play. Same with Roncalli. They just got to go out there and play. The refs are going to make the calls as they see them.
Yeah, you see Barkley raising his hand there. Is not a good pass by him. He's pretty uncomfortable passing with his platform. So Fishers is going to try to serve him down below his waist a lot. He really wants to use his hands. You see Roncalli make the adjustment, pull Meyer back to help pass.
And that's the second time we've seen Andrew Dial mishandle a set.
And both are in this rotation 2. You can see here from the end line, Andrew Dial, number 8, is trying to leave from behind the passers right in the middle of the court. This is really untraditional in volleyball. Really tough for him to get to the net and set, really tough for the guys to pass on either side of him. Not easy to do.
And Roncalli was able to score the point there. Fishers thought that ball was going to go long. Just didn't quite know where the out-of-bounds line was on their side of the court. It does fall in, resulting in a point for the Royals. And their libero, Jacob Ermer, back to serve now. And that serve from Ermer did skim off top of the net and went over, which you got to think that's a nice confidence boost for him. However, Fisher is able to set Preston Benasiak. He's able to get that ball down, resulting in a point for the Tigers with Gavin Haggerty back to serve.
It still feels like Roncalli's got all the momentum, but Fisher's just quietly sneaking back into the set, down 7-8.
And Haggerty's serve goes into the net. Yeah, absolutely. It does feel like Roncalli has all the momentum here. You got to think if Fishers is able to pull away, or at least take the lead here, they might be able to swing that momentum their way and perhaps take this 4th set, taking us to a deciding 5th. Still a lot of volleyball to play here. What a kill by number 15, Elijah Berger of the Royals. Able to get that ball down the line. Colin Ryan couldn't do much about it. Or I'm sorry, that was Gavin Haggerty. Couldn't do much about it. And a point Roncalli there. And Lewis does find the open area of the floor as he is set to go back to serve now for the Tigers after they score that point.
Yeah, great swing by Lewis and a great setting choice by Haggerty from Fishers. Bigger attacker, smaller blocker, and Matthew Dial. That's a matchup they're going to want to exploit.
Absolutely, and it seems like for every 2 points Roncalli scores, Fishers gets 1, maybe 2. So we'll see if they're able to mount a few here. And they just get their 2nd in a row off of that block, able to find its way to an open spot on Roncalli's side.
Yeah, Fishers can get Apostolo going again and keep Zach Lewis on the service line. They've got a good shot for a little run here.
And there's a service ace after Ermer wasn't able to chase that ball down for the Royals. Just couldn't get a first touch on that serve receive. And that serve from Lewis does go into the net. Fishers was able to mount a few points in a row there. However, it did end at that. Roncalli is up 11-10. Aiden Hill into serve. And we talked about Apostolo. Good swing there, but a good block by Roncalli. Again, a nice swing. Roncalli's defense was ready. And that set up to Matthew Johnson. He was just able to find a nice spot on the opposite side of the net. Get that ball down. Fishers couldn't do anything about it. Roncalli scores that point.
Yeah, great work by Johnson. Just a phenomenal dig by Andrew Meyer. Great set by Matthew Dial as well.
Absolutely, and that serve from Aiden Hill does go out of bounds, resulting in a side out and a point for the Tigers. And Ian Pfeiffer serving now. That's up. That's just a good swing there by Alex Barkley of Roncalli. Fisher's unable to get there quick enough to do anything with that. That was just a great set. Good swing by William Schnepke. Ball deflects off of Roncalli. They can't chase it down to do anything else with it. Point for the Tigers. Got a substitution now. Ethan Fail coming back in to serve for Fishers. Good job by the Fishers blockers to get something on that. Almost had a miscommunication by the back row of the Tigers. Roncalli is still able to take advantage and score a point there.
Yeah, those are points Fishers need to win. You get a great block touch by Alex Barkley, and you get two defenders crashing into each other. It leads to a not great first contact. You don't get a swing off of a free ball. That just can't happen.
Absolutely, and just like that, Colin Ryan is able to get that ball down. It is blocked by Roncalli, however, it does fall on their side of the net, resulting in a point for the Tigers. And a swing like that, that's just a matter of being out of not quite timing your jump as a defender.
Yeah, I mean, that's Andrew Meyer blocking over there. He's historically a libero. He's actually going to play at IPFW as a libero. Shout out to my beach partner, Nathaniel Bird, Hall of Famer from IPFW. Yeah, Meyer's heading up there to Fort Wayne to play some Division I libero, so not quite as used to blocking as some of the other guys. A little bit of timing, a little bit of just needing to get his hands across the net.
And that serve does just skim off the hands of Aiden Hill, resulting in an ace for Colin Ryan and the Tigers. And Fishers takes the lead for, I believe, the first time this set. Great job by Andrew Meyer there. We just talked about him. He's able to find the hole in the seam, get that ball through the block. Fishers can't do anything about it. Roncalli scores the point.
Yeah, it's really nice work by Meyer, and it's really tough on the Fishers blockers. It's hard to block a left-handed player, especially on the outside or the middle. It's just not something you're used to seeing. So something Roncalli is definitely taking advantage of all season is Meyer playing some offense, even though he's quite skilled at defense, very good DS or libero.
Alex Barkley serving for the Royals. Good swing. Good first touch there from Fishers. Nice set up to Zach Lewis for the kill.
Yeah, a little change there by Fishers. Ran a rip or 32, so bringing Zach Lewis inside, trying to give him that cross-court swing around the block that he likes so much.
And that serve from Schnepke does go into the net. Jacob Ermer now back to serve again for the Royals. Not a great swing there from Zach Lewis. Ball just goes right into the net. Royals score the point.
Yeah, a little mistimed. I'm not sure if he was expecting a faster set. The ball just wasn't quite there yet, and he swung a little too early, put it in the net. I do like that Fishers is trying to change things up, run some combination plays out of serve receive.
Absolutely. I think if you're a fan of the Tigers, you love to see that, especially after things not really working out for them in sets 2 and 3. Things didn't work out for them on that point, as that was just a fantastic block from Roncalli. Fishers calls their first timeout of the fourth set. The Royals are up 18-16. And Kevin, at the start of this set, we talked about the growth of boys volleyball in the state of Indiana, and you mentioned how CYO teams went from 16 when you were in high school to like over 100 now. That's just incredible growth at that level, which is fantastic because you want those boys to continue to play the sport and grow up and go to wherever high school they're going to go and play there. So I think with boys volleyball being an emerging sport in the state of Indiana by the IHSAA, if it can become sanctioned, boys will be able to play regardless of where they are located throughout the state. I think it'll open up a lot of other opportunities. Athletics in high school don't come before academics, but they can certainly help build a lot of teamwork and team building skills and getting along with others. So I think it's just fantastic news to hear that growth from the younger levels and then continuing on into these levels of high school, and then even providing opportunities for kids to go to college and potentially play there, or even go to college if they might not have had an opportunity otherwise. And that's just a great block by Gavin Haggerty. Fantastic job of getting up, getting that ball down. Roncalli can't do anything about it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, John. All the opportunities for boys to play, it's incredible. It's an exciting time to be a boys volleyball fan. And yeah, Haggerty took advantage of a rough situation there for Roncalli, and that's what Fishers is going to have to do. When Roncalli's not in a great spot, Fishers is going to have to capitalize.
Absolutely, and that was fantastic hustle there by Andrew Meyer, able to get something on that ball, still control it enough to give his teammates an opportunity to put the ball down and score. Unfortunately for them it does go long and out of bounds, resulting in a point for the Tigers. It was just a nice job there by number 35, Preston Beneziak. If you're Fishers, if you can get those middles going like we've seen in that first set and here a little bit in this fourth set, that keeps them in it and definitely gives them an opportunity to win. Good block there by the Tigers defense, able to get something on it. And again, return, good block by the Royals defense. Nice hustle from Alex Barkley, able to get that ball over, giving his team an opportunity. Great set there from Andrew Dial to Matthew Johnson. Just a fantastic kill. Looked like he adjusted his swing midair to find an open spot on the other end of the court and force Fishers kind of out of position, not able to do anything about that.
Yeah, really nice swing there. Johnson just kind of hung out, saw the block, turned the other way. It's a great cross-body shot.
And it didn't look like Roncalli was quite ready for that. Zach Lewis just boom.
Yeah, that's the benefit of setting your middles. Now Roncalli's got to think about it. And then when you go outside to the pins, Roncalli's middles get stuck, right? They kind of have to stick with their middle, stick with their man. They're late to help out on the big hitters like Lewis.
Yeah, and it almost looked like their back row adjusted a little bit more toward the middle and weren't quite in position to defend that attack from the Tigers. That ball was tipped out from Fishers, resulting in a point for Roncalli. We're tied at 20 here in the fourth set, a set that Fishers needs if they want to force a fifth set and deciding set here. Fantastic kill there from Alex Barkley.
Yeah, as impressive as that is, and it's a great dig, a great set, it's equally bad blocking. I mean, as a blocker, you got to go find your hitter, get in front of him. So all credit to Roncalli. Great offense. The Fishers needs to wake up. This is a must-win set. They got to find something.
Absolutely. It looked like Fishers lost sight of Alex Barkley. They didn't know where he was on the court there. Really, no one went up to try to put any pressure on him. After a couple points in a row for the Royals, they're approaching 25. Carlos Capo does call his second and final timeout here of set 4 for the Tigers.
Yeah, Coach Capo's got to be frustrated. You get Roncalli's best hitter, which I'm sure you game plan for. Everybody knows to be looking out for him. Just swinging on a wide open net. You got to get at least one blocker. You really should have two in front of him at all times.
Absolutely. It's just like he's out there in warm-ups, just swinging on an open net. No one across to get up there and get any hand on the ball to give the defense an opportunity at scoring a point. So we'll see if the Tigers are able to come out of this timeout. It's 22-20. They're definitely not out of it. Anything can happen here. Let's see what adjustments they're able to make, but they've got to make them quick and fast.
Yeah, this is a crucial point for Fishers. 21-22 feels much better than 20-23, especially with the momentum that Roncalli's got, the energy from the student section right behind him. This is a huge side out for Fishers.
Absolutely, and you saw Alex Barkley there getting a little stretch. Didn't look like there was any injury concern. Probably just wanted to keep loose here. He's played a lot. He just wanted to keep those limbs, those muscles loose as we go into perhaps the deciding points of the 2023 state tournament. And Fishers does a good job of getting up on the block there. Barkley adjusts on that second time, able to get it through. That ball was touched by the Royals. Point for the Tigers.
Yeah, it's really good attention to detail, focus, execution on the game plan. They know at the end of the set, Roncalli is going to go to Barkley a bunch, especially with Meyer in the back row. So they got 4 hands in front of him, slowed him down, got their own chances in transition, and converted.
Ian Pfeiffer serving for the Tigers, serves up. Not a great first touch from Roncalli, however, they are able to do something with it. Alex Barkley was able to knock it down for the kill. Looks like Fishers was also in the net on that. And Roncalli just 2 points away from becoming back-to-back state champions.
Yeah, regardless of the net call, that's 3 or 4 times now that Barkley's come inside on that ripper 32. And Fishers on the right side of the court, the blocker's just not adjusting. They've got to find him and get in front.
It was a good swing from Apostolo, but great defense there by Roncalli as well. Just a free ball. That's not something you want to see, especially late in a set. There's just kind of sloppy play, it almost looks like. No teams really wanting to put the ball down there. You would have liked to have seen William Schnefke take a harder swing on that instead of just finesse it over. We are still in this point with a rally. Couple free balls by Fishers. Different set there. Will Vanoy coming out from behind the setter. Unfortunately, just hits that ball too hard, goes long. And we've got Ethan Fail coming in to serve for the Tigers as they're down 22-23.
A couple missed opportunities from both sides in that long rally. Maybe it's some nerves setting in. You got to set your go-to guys. You got to score. Be terminal here down the stretch.
And Roncalli tries to do just that. Fishers, however, ready for it. And just good swing. Roncalli in the net regardless. Fishers does still take the point. They tie it up 23-23. Roncalli with the timeout here.
Yeah, Fishers did exactly what they needed to after that timeout. They focused more on Barkley. He did have one kind of open swing, but they're getting 4 hands in front of him more often, and they're working on their transition offense, scoring some points when they have the serve, which is what you have to do to get back in the game. They'd really love one more here to give themselves a set point for set 4.
Absolutely. You got to think if you're Fishers, you want to get one more here, get yourself set point, and then take that set point as well. You talk about nerves, you talk about pressure. Both of these teams have been here before. They've played each other on this stage before. There are some new faces. But they each have got a lot of seniors on their team, a lot of upperclassmen leadership. So we'll see how these next few points go if Fishers is able to force a deciding 5th set. And Zach Lewis was in position. He just could not do much on that Alex Barkley attack. Ball goes out of bounds, and we are 1 point away from witnessing back-to-back state champions. And that ball goes out of bounds. No touch by the Tigers. We're tied at 24 apiece. Let's see if Fishers is able to pull away, get these next 2 points. And Zach Lewis tried to go down the line there. Unfortunately, it did not work out for him and the Tigers.
Yeah, he knew it right when he hit it, and he didn't have to be that perfect. He's been going high hands, over the block, in the seam all day. This is the time when you got to trust yourself. Just go ahead and let the play happen and stay aggressive.
And Alex Barkley might have been cramping up a little bit. Looked like he was struggling to walk back there. It'll be interesting to see how this serve goes. And not a great serve receive. First touch there by the Tigers. Goes over. Roncalli able to just put the ball down. Fantastic kill. The Roncalli Royals take the 4th set, 26-24. They win the match 3 sets to 1, 25-22, 25-16, 25-19, 26-24. Roncalli Royals are your 2023 state champions, and they are back-to-back state champions. It was a great 4-set match between both teams. Roncalli, they've got great players all over the court. They were able to find the opposite side of the floor and ultimately make less mistakes than the Fishers Tigers. Great job by both teams tonight. Great job by all the teams who participated, not only today, but throughout the state tournament. And we look forward to seeing you all next year for the 31st IBVCA state championship. We'll see if these two teams are able to make it back or if we crown a new champion.
Brewer jams it home.
That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net.
A little fireworks in the first half. Throw it up for Tillman. Whoa, my goodness.
122-60 for Penn. What a swim. Six of them.